It's time for an Out and About with Jamie Grout podcast, and this time we'll be talking about Make-A-Wish Iowa, and we'll be speaking with Nichole about Make-A-Wish Iowa. Children's charities are near and dear to my heart, as I co-founded a charity with my partner on the radio, Jim Koloff, many years ago, and it's still going strong at 27 years. And Nichole came to the Newton Rotary Club several weeks ago and talked about Make-A-Wish. I was quite impressed by their presentation, and of course I'd known about Make-A-Wish for a number of years. And because we focus on Grinnell and Poweshiek County on Wednesdays into Thursdays, we talk about the number of wishes granted for Poweshiek County during Make-A-Wish and what the mission of Make-A-Wish is all about and how they're funded and how they grant those wishes and some of the wishes that have been granted. So stand by and get ready for an overview of what Make-A-Wish Iowa is all about on the upcoming Out and About with Jamie Grout podcast, focusing on Grinnell and Poweshiek County. But first, a word from our sponsors, including Hy-Vee in Grinnell.
You can't miss this 5-day sale this Wednesday through Sunday at your Grinnell Hy-Vee. Check out these awesome deals. Whole seedless watermelons just $4.48 each. Bone-in pork shoulder roast just $1.99 a pound. Get out the smoker. Hy-Vee hamburger and hot dog buns just $1.28 each. Hy-Vee We Scream We All Scream ice cream gallons just $4.99. Hy-Vee purified drinking water 24-pack just $1.99. Hormel Black Label Bacon just $3.99. Bush's Baked Grill and Beans just $1.98. Don't miss out on these and many more smoking hot deals this 4th of July weekend at your Grinnell Hy-Vee.
And they have a brand new meat counter at the Hy-Vee in Grinnell. Check it out. The meat manager there winning all kinds of awards for selling that delicious meat at the Hy-Vee in Grinnell. Another fine sponsor is Grinnell State Bank, and for a limited time only, make sure you come see them in the month of July. Stop in or give them a call and get started with your CD today at Grinnell State Bank. Man, they have some great CD specials going on at Grinnell State Bank, celebrating America's legacy, growing your future. Earn up to 4.15% APY for 33 months at Grinnell State Bank. Check out their special offers they have going at Grinnell State Bank. Other fine sponsors include Nichole Salon. Stop on in. She is busy. Dave is busy at Nichole Salon. You want to call and make an appointment. They do let walk-ins come on in too, but they are busy also, so you might want to make an appointment and get a new do and find out about all the product they have available at Nichole Salon. Another fine sponsor is Saints Rest Coffee House. They're in downtown Grinnell. Stop on in and see our mayor, Sam Cox. She's there usually of a morning, and if you have any concerns about the city, I know that she'd be glad to see you and have you stop on in and enjoy their mocha lattes, their delicious drinks that they have. Otherwise, maybe a nice coffee or something like that, possibly a hot chocolate, and don't forget their Monster cookies they have also. Check their bulletin board for things going on. They usually have a copy of the newspaper available there for you to check out, or just chat with a friend, or get on the internet there and do some studying at Saints Rest Coffee House. And Saints Rest also provides a $15 gift certificate on Sunday mornings for Out and About with Jamie Grout podcast trivia. So check that out also. Fine sponsors on Out and About with Jamie Grout. It's time for another Out and About with Jamie Grout podcast, and children's charities are near and dear to my heart. I mentioned this before that me and my former morning show partner in Waterloo started a children's charity to take chronically and terminally ill children to Walt Disney World many years ago, and it's still going on. It has been for 27 years, and so we've done podcasts before about a variety of the children's charities, and a few weeks ago, Make-A-Wish Iowa did a presentation at the Newton Rotary Club, and so today I am in Urbandale doing a podcast with Nichole Spangler, who's a regional development specialist for Make-A-Wish Iowa. And Nichole, thank you for taking the time to talk with us. First of all, what is Make-A-Wish Iowa?
Yeah, Jamie, thank you for having me. Make-A-Wish Iowa is part of a global nonprofit organization with a very simple but powerful mission. Together, we create life-changing wishes for children with critical illnesses. It's our goal to transform the lives one wish at a time and to grant the wish of every eligible child.
Well, that is fantastic. And every Wednesday into Thursday, we focus on Poweshiek County in particular. How many wishes have you granted for Pelshey County?
Yeah, so from when we started back in 1987 till now, we have granted 21 wishes. They all range from multiple different things from Disney. Looks like we had about 10 kiddos that wanted to go to Disney. A couple of them wanted computers. We had a couple travel trailers in there. We also have one wish that is currently waiting, and we are happy to say the wish has been scheduled, and that kiddo will be going to Hawaii in January.
Wow, fantastic, fantastic. Now, I noticed you said children with a critical illness and not a terminal illness. Now, tell us about that, Nichole.
Yeah, so one of the biggest misconceptions that we still have is that we only serve children who have a terminal illness. And while that may have been the case when Make-A-Wish Iowa was founded, today we're actually granting wishes with, multiple children with just a wide variety of critical illnesses. Many of those live full lives. A lot of these children, they grow up, they get married, they have kids, they start families, and what's really special to us is they stay connected to, Make-A-Wish Iowa. We have a Wish Alumni Program, which consists of any child who's had a wish granted, and those are the ones that come back, they volunteer. They serve on multiple committees that we have, they help fundraise. Some even come back and work within our organization because of the impact that their wish had during such a difficult time. So, when we talk about creating life-changing wishes, it truly is just that. It's not just about the moment, it's about giving a child hope, strength, and joy, and that's what carries with them long after the wish is granted.
Now, before we started the interview, you told me a little bit about your story, Nichole, and how you got involved with Make-A-Wish. Could you tell us just a little bit about that? It's quite an interesting story.
Yeah, so I actually started off with Make-A-Wish as a volunteer. Our CEO, Sarah, came to one of my work events just to talk about Make-A-Wish, and after her short presentation, very similar to what I did for the Rotary Club, I was hooked. So I actually, for 2 years, worked as a wish granter. So I was lucky to meet these families and really work with the kiddos and make sure that we came up with what their, perfect wish was. I also helped on the gala committee. And then from there, funny enough, I, decided I wanted a change from sales, and I just happened to stop in the office to pick up a wish bag for a wish discovery we were doing, and they had an opening, and it worked out for my family, and it's probably been one of the best decisions of my life.
Nichole, it must have been an overwhelmingly happy, joyous feeling to grant those wishes.
It is, and just seeing how happy the kids are, and not only the kids, but the family. Families go through so much, with a child that has a critical illness and the child alone. So being able to, grant a wish and see the impact and the happiness it brings them, it's truly life-changing.
Well, and I can relate because before we would take our trips to Disney World, we would have what we would call a goodbye party to explain to the families and the kids how we would get from Waterloo to Disney World and back. And I can still remember, and it gets me emotional, Nichole, a little girl who was in braces, and she was about the height of my thigh, and she came up and she hugged my leg, and my radio name up there was Jamie Phillips, and she looked up at me with big brown eyes and she said, "Thank you, Mr. Phillips, for the trip to meet Mickey Mouse." And it just is, I know I can relate to what you're going through and what you do, and you folks are just wonderful, and I can't give you folks enough praise for what you do. It's just fantastic, and I don't know, it is just overwhelming. It really is. Funding, it is an important thing for Make-A-Wish, and if people have money burning a hole in their pocket, they need to think about donating to Make-A-Wish, don't they, Nichole?
Yeah, and I love that you talk about funding of the wish, because it's very important to understand how that works. Honestly, all the wishes we make happen, they're not possible without the generosity of our community. We truly cannot grant any wishes alone. Our funding comes from so many different variety of sources. We have our individual donors, from corporate partnerships, we have foundations, and we have planned giving. We'll host a lot of signature events, campaigns, they'll bring people together for our mission. But what's really exciting is that because of everything that these partners do for us, we're able to grant more wishes. So just to kind of expand on that, last year we were budgeted to grant 150 wishes. But because of all the support we got from our community that rallied around us, we were able to grant 165 wishes. This year, we were able to increase our amount for our budget. And, when we started the year off in September, our goal was to do 185 wishes. And now we are close to granting 195 wishes.
Wow. That is absolutely fantastic. Now, if people want to do a specific wish grant, can they fund that? Is that possible? Or does it all just go into a general fund for whatever kind of wish that the child or the family might have?
Yeah, so we do have some, sponsors and partnerships that want to do that. A lot of the times what we do is we call it a symbolic gift. Due to the fact that a lot of these wishes could take anywhere between 12 to 18 months, really just depending on the child and the wish, it could take some time. So most of the time, the money will go to like a fund, and then, we'll grant it to any child in that area.
Well, fantastic. Now, what role can our community play in helping you continue to grant more wishes across Iowa, Nichole?
So our community truly plays a role in every wish we grant. So simply, like I said before, we can't do this work without them. Whether it's attending an event, joining a committee, volunteering, making a donation, every bit of support helps us, again, to grant wishes to all children over 99 counties. One thing that people don't realize is we actually grant a large amount of wishes in the summer, but we also have the least amount of revenue because most of our donors aren't really thinking about giving, right? They're on vacation with their families as well. So that's why in the summer we have what's our initiative called Summer of Wishes, and that's why it's important. So it's simple. For $50, you can create a special beach moment. $400 can give, a family experience. A full $15,000 is, the cost of a wish. And every gift helps bring hope and joy when it's needed most. So, at the end of the day, a wish is something we all create together. And when our community rallies around the mission, we're giving kids strength, hope, and joy during honestly some of the most challenging times of their life. So I encourage everyone listening to get involved in whatever way feels meaningful to you, because it truly makes a difference, and it's only possible because of people like you.
So Nichole, you mentioned how life-changing a wish can be. What is it about these experiences that create such a lasting impact for wish kids and their families?
Yeah, a wish is much more important than a single moment. It's often a turning point for a child and their family during one of the most difficult times of their lives. It gives them something to look forward to, it provides a sense of hope, and it really just lets the kid be a kid again. One story that really sticks with me is Emmy. Her wish was to design a shoe. Before her wish, she could experience up to 150 seizures a day. And during her wish, she didn't have a single one. Her family shared that this was the first time in a long time that she wasn't defined by her illness. She was just a kid doing something she loved, and that's really the power of a wish. Another special story is Cora's. During her leukemia treatment, she kept a chart of a mountain to represent her journey, and each step showing what she was overcoming and how it was preparing her for her wish to Hawaii. That perspective stayed with her, and through our alumni program, she turned her shoe into a design. And it was selected and produced for our Des Moines Gala, capturing her journey from darkness to light. I'm actually wearing her shoes today as a meaningful reminder of the strength and impact of a wish. So when we think of stories like Emmy and Cora's wish, a wish doesn't just change a day. It can change how a child sees their future. When a wish is granted, a child replaces fear with confidence, sadness with joy, and anxiety with hope and strength. And when they need it most, and that's the impact that lasts far beyond the wish itself.
So before we wrap up, is there anything exciting coming up for Make-A-Wish Iowa that our listeners should know about, Nichole?
Yeah, it's a really special time. This last Monday, we actually celebrated 39 years at Make-A-Wish Iowa. It's incredible to reflect on the impact over the years, and we're really excited to look ahead to our 40th year. We have some very exciting things planned and so many new ways for people to get involved. So I would encourage everyone listening to stay tuned and, without giving too much away, help us write the next chapter in Granting Wishes.
Well, fantastic. You guys do a great job here. And again, let's focus on funding for Make-A-Wish, because these kids deserve to have their wishes granted. Just tell our listeners how they can help out.
Yeah, like we said, there's so many ways to get involved. What we'll recommend is, everyone go to wish.org/Iowa. From there, it'll list all the ways to get involved, from running your own fundraiser to joining one of our committees to running your own event. We also love to meet with all of our donors, so you can ask for anyone in the office. If you want to ask for myself, ask for Nichole. I'd be happy to have a meeting and go through all the ways that your impact can help a wish.
Well, bless you for all the work you and your co-workers do here, granting all these wishes and making an impact on the lives of these kids and their families. Our interview guest has been Nichole Spangler, who is with Make-A-Wish Iowa on Out and About with Jamie Grout. Until next time, Grout is out. See ya!